Welcome back everyone and a good day to all of you. Today I have come with a new topic, that is the poem written by Akka Mahadevi, Better You Have Come. Better You Have Come. Akka Mahadevi, 1130-1160 AD. Akka Mahadevi's poem, Better You Have Come, is a deeply devotional vachana expressing the ecstatic joy of the soul's union with the divine after long spiritual longing and renunciation. Through intimate symbolic language, it celebrates the arrival of divine grace and the dissolution of all dualities between self and God. First of all, we should know what is Vajana poetry. So Vajana poetry is a form of free verse devotional writing that emerged in 12th century Karnataka during the Bhakti movement, emphasizing direct, simple expression of spiritual experience and inner truth over ritual or ornamented language. It was pioneered by Veerashaiva saints like Basavanna, Allamma Prabhu and Akka Mahadevi. For example, Basavanna's famous vachana, that is, the rich will make temples for Shiva. What shall I, a poor man, do? My legs are pillars, the body the shrine, the head a cupola of gold. The importance of the title of Akka Mahadevi's poem, Better You Have Come. The title itself is deeply symbolic. The word "brother" here does not denote a familial relation, but it reflects a tone of intimacy, affection, and recognition. It marks the arrival of the long-awaited divine beloved, suggesting the soul's joyous realization of divine presence. The phrase "you have come" evokes spiritual fulfillment after long separation, a recurring bhakti motif representing union of the soul, that is Jiva, with a God, that is Paramatma. Inspiration to write the poem. Akka Mahadevi's inspiration for this poem, like her other vachanas, arises from her mystical experiences of devotion and a union with the Lord Shiva. She viewed the divine not as a distant deity, but as a beloved partner whose arrival dissolves all longing. Better You Have Come can be seen as a spontaneous outpouring of ecstatic realization, the culmination of years of yearning, meditation, and a renunciation. It may also reflect her personal spiritual awakening at the moment of divine revelation or enlightenment. Summary and analysis of the poem. Though vachanas are brief and are not formally divided into acts or stanzas, we can interpret this poem in three symbolic sections or movements, each representing a spiritual stage. Part first, the divine arrival. Better you have come. I waited, but never thought you would come so soon. In this opening expression, Akka Mahadevi welcomes the divine presence as though greeting a long-absent beloved. The tone is joyous, spontaneous, and intimate, a hallmark of bhakti mysticism. The word "better" signifies kinship and a spiritual equality, removing distance between human and the divine. The exclamation, "You have come so soon," suggests that divine grace arrives unexpectedly, transcending the logic of time and effort. It also captures the surprise of enlightenment, which often occurs suddenly after long spiritual yearning. Part 2. The inner transformation. All my waiting and fasting, all my prayers and longing are fulfilled. Here, she describes the spiritual transformation that follows divine realization, Waiting and fasting represent the discipline of detachment, her renunciation of worldly attachments, including her body, ego, and desires. The fulfillment symbolizes moksha, that means liberation, the soul's union with the eternal. Akka's joy reflects the feminine mystic's voice, expressing love and surrender rather than argument or ritual. The tone shifts from anticipation to gratitude, showing that her devotion has borne fruit. Part 3: Union and Realization. Now that you are here, there is no more separation, no night or day. This closing stage embodies spiritual union. The absence of night or day signifies transcendence of dualities, joy and sorrow, ignorance and knowledge, self and other. The eternal presence of the divine erases temporal limits. Time dissolves in spiritual eternity. This stage represents the non-dual realization, that is, Advaitic state, where the devotee and the deity are one. The poem thus ends on a note of cosmic peace, fulfillment, and a divine intimacy. Now let's discuss the major themes in this poem. Divine union. The soul's reunion with its eternal beloved, that is Shiva. Longing and a fulfillment. The pain of spiritual separation and the joy of realization. Grace and a surrender. The divine comes not through force or intellect, but through total surrender. Femininity and devotion. The poem celebrates the feminine mystic voice, intuitive, emotional, and fearless. Transcendence of time. The spiritual experience raises worldly categories of time, space, and gender. Inner realization. The meeting with a God happens within, not through eternal ritual or pilgrimage. Now let's talk about the symbols used in this poem. First of all, Brata is a symbol of divine intimacy, abolishing hierarchy between soul and a God. Arrival represents enlightenment or divine revelation. Waiting and fasting, symbolic of spiritual discipline and purification. No night or day means union beyond dualities, eternal consciousness. Coming is a manifestation of divine grace, movement from absence to presence. Explanation of the title of the poem. The title, Brother, You Have Come, conveys a simple yet a profound truth. Spiritual realization feels like the arrival of a long-lost companion, where divine love is familiar, intimate, and liberating. The exclamation captures both a surprise and a fulfillment, implying that enlightenment is a gift, not a result of calculation. It transforms a personal emotion into universal spirituality, expressing what it feels like when the divine becomes present within one's heart. Now let's have a look at the key arguments about the poem. The divine is personal. God is not abstract, but emotionally and intimately related to the devotee. Spiritual love transcends gender. Though Akka speaks in a woman's voice, her devotion is universal. Renunciation is inner freedom. True liberation is not in outer rituals, but in inner surrender. Divine realization ends all dualities. The union with a God dissolves differences between time, body, and identity. The poetic style. The poem is written in simple, direct Kannada, free verse, that is vachana, uses intimate address rather than philosophical discourse, combines lyrical passion with a metaphysical insight. The tone of the poem carries. The poem moves from anticipation, recognition, fulfillment, mirroring a mystic's journey. Current relevance of the poem. Spiritual relevance. The poem remains a timeless reflection on inner awakening and a divine love transcending all religions. Feminist relevance. Akka Mahadevi's voice reclaims female subjectivity and spirituality, emphasizing personal freedom and equality with the divine. Psychological relevance. Her arrival of the divine parallels the modern idea of self-realization or inner awakening. Literary relevance continues to influence Kannada literature, feminist writing, and a comparative mysticism.